In this Promising Orders lesson, we'll discuss the administration and data collection task. After you complete this lesson, you should be able to perform the following: be able to refresh the Global Order Promising engine and understand how to perform real-time supply updates. Our first topic centers around data collections. This diagram illustrates collections in a single global installation that includes Oracle Fusion Cloud Product Management, the Oracle Fusion Cloud Training Community Model, and Oracle Fusion Cloud Order Management, along with execution systems implemented alongside supply chain planning. In this environment, the collections process pulls data from multiple modules and sources. That data is then loaded into the planning data repository, where it can be used by planning applications and also to support order management activities. You can run enterprise source collections for the following business objects. From Oracle Fusion Cloud Purchasing and Oracle Fusion Cloud Inventory Management, this would include purchase orders, requisitions, suppliers, approved supplier list, units of measure, transfer orders, shipping methods, sub-inventories, on-hand quantities, and reservations. For manufacturing, that would include work order supplies, resources, work definitions, and resource availability. From product information management, items, item structures, item substitute relationships, organizations, and catalogs. From Oracle Cost Management, Oracle Fusion Cloud CRM, Oracle Fusion Cloud Order Management, and other applications that would include item cost, currencies, calendars, sales orders, and order management reference objects. You could also collect and plan in-transit shipments, even when they aren't tied to a transfer order or a purchase order. This option is available only when you're using an Oracle Fusion Cloud SCM source system. What gets collected? Adjusted in-transit shipment quantities, associated receipts, and on-hand quantities. Oracle Inventory Management provides these supplies along with the shipment header and line numbers, and supply chain planning treats them as firm supplies. What doesn't get collected is the following: reservations, project, task, and planning attributes. Those attributes aren't brought in with in-transit shipments. Instead, they're collected separately so that they can be allocated as common supply to attribute-based demand in Oracle Fusion Cloud Supply Chain Planning. To collect and plan in-transit shipments that aren't tied to a transfer order or purchase order, follow these steps. First, create the in-transit shipment. Create in-transit shipments without an associated transfer order or purchase order. For example, use the Create Inter-Organization Transfer task to ship on-hand inventory and make sure you specify the shipping method. 2. Receive and put away shipments. Perform complete or partial receipts and put away the expected inbound in-transit shipments as needed. 3. Run the collection. In collections, choose transfer orders as a supply entity and select either net change or targeted collection. 4. Validate the results. Review what was collected in the plan inputs work area to confirm the shipments and receipts are coming through as expected. And finally, 5. Run the plan. Run your supply chain plan using the collected in-transit shipments and receipts, even though they don't have associated transfer orders or purchase orders. When you collect data, each draft sales order line will consume its planned supply, even before the order is submitted. This effectively reserves the supply for that line until you either submit or cancel the order. You could also collect scheduled draft sales orders that haven't been submitted from the order management work area. Global Order Promising continues to hold the supply for those orders until they're submitted or canceled. As a result, other sales orders can't schedule against that same supply. Other planning applications don't process draft sales orders. That includes backlog management, supply planning, demand management, replenishment planning, sales and operations planning, and similar tools. With this feature, you also can't do the following: use it with over-the-counter transactions, reserve supply for a sales order while it's still in draft status, collect a draft sales order after you've revised it, or substitute an item on a draft sales order. This diagram shows how you can collect external business objects using file-based data import. The files are first imported into Oracle Universal Content Management, and then the data is loaded and stored in the planning data repository. On the next 2 slides, we'll review the specific business objects you can collect using this method. For review, here is a list of the business objects you can import into a source system for order promising purposes. It includes customer-specific item relationships, item cost, demand classes, ATP rules and assignments, and the other items you see listed here. And this is a list of the order management data you can import for order management purposes. It includes document categories, activity types, invoicing and accounting rules, shipment priorities, and other data types as seen on the slide. If your implementation is a single global instance that includes product information management, training community model, order management, and supply chain planning, you can typically keep the default settings on the Manage Planning Source Systems page for both the collection source and destination. From there, you can use the Collect Planning Data page to collect data for specific inventory organizations. If you need to support order management activities from external source systems, you'll first define those external source systems on the Manage Planning Source Systems page. Next, you'll upload calendar and organization parameters using file-based data import, and then import the required order management data files. The table on the slide is summarized by the notes we just covered. If you need to cross-reference certain business objects like currencies, units of measure, or order management reference objects, go to the Manage Planning Collection Data Processes page and enable cross-referencing for the objects you want to map. Before you collect any of those cross-referenced objects, either from the Collect Planning Data page or through file import, you must first import the cross-reference mapping file. After the import, you can review the results of the cross-reference relationships for collected data page. The table on this slide also explains the notes we just walked through. Use the Load Planning Data from Files scheduled process to import files for selected business objects from internal source systems or from external source systems when you're supporting order management. The screenshot shows the Uploaded Files dialog box that opens when you click Upload on the File Import and Export page. Before you import, get your files ready. Create an Oracle Universal Content Manager account. Then enter your data in the macro-enabled external templates for the business objects you're importing. Then use the built-in macro to convert them into CSV files. Alternatively, you can populate the CSV files directly using scripts or other tools as long as they meet the required format. Then create one zip file that includes all files you plan to upload for the current collection cycle. Zip only the files, not the parent folder. To import business objects using the files, from the navigator, go to Tools, then select File Import and Export. Enter the upload parameters, choose your zip file, and click Save and Close. This uploads the zip file to the UCM server. To run the scheduled process, in the Plan Inputs work area, open the Task Panel tab and select Load Planning Data from Files. Choose the collection type that fits what you're trying to do. NetChange collects data incrementally, bringing in only new or changed records. This is usually faster than targeted. Use NetChange after you've already run a targeted collection and you just want to keep the planning data in sync with the execution system. Or targeted. This is used for a full refresh. The system first deletes existing data for the entities you select in the planning data repository and then replaces it with the newly collected data. In Data File, select the zip file you already uploaded to the Oracle Universal Content Manager server. Then click Submit to launch the schedule process. Track the request status and review progress on the Standard Scheduled Processes page. The screenshot shows the Load Planning Data from Files task and the dialog box that opens when you select it. As a recommended best practice, schedule the collection job set from Global Order Promising task Collect Planning Data regularly to ensure that GOP maintains an accurate and up-to-date picture of the different references entities such as organizations, items, etc., along with supply and demand documents such as purchase orders or sales orders. This job run is used to ensure that GOP makes accurate decisions and produces desired outcomes based on the latest availability supply chain snapshot. Choose the entities to be collected with each run to minimize process runtime. Leverage the collection type of NetChange to pick up only incremental data. Note that NetChange runs are faster than targeted runs and can be used when a targeted run has already been done, and now there is only a need to keep the planning data current with the environment. To import order management data from an external source system, follow these steps. Set up item organization and product information management that match the organizations in the external source system. This step applies only if you're using Oracle Fusion Cloud appropriate calendars. You can often do this together with a calendar upload in step 3. Start collecting the order management data you need by uploading the required CSV files. Use cross-referencing to map values from your source systems to the values expected by order management. This lets you do simple transformations. For example, mapping the abbreviation kg in the source system to kilogram in the destination system. Cross-referencing is supported only for these collected business objects: units of measure, currencies and currency conversion types, and order management reference objects. Shipping methods also including carrier name, shipping service level, and shipping mode of transport. To enable cross-referencing for collections, go to the Planning Central work area and select Manage Planning Data Collection Processes. The screenshot shows this task in the Plan Inputs task list. Click the task panel to view it. On the Manage Planning Data Collection Processes page, which is shown in the screenshot, start by selecting the appropriate source system in the top section. When you do, the lower section updates to show which business objects are currently enabled. From the list of available business objects, select the ones you want to enable for cross-referencing. After cross-referencing is enabled, you'll need to collect the cross-referencing mappings. Complete the cross-reference mappings template, cross-reference data import template, by entering the source values and target values for any of the supported business objects. Then, use the template to generate the Upload Cross-Reference Data Import Template CSV to the Planning Data Repository. Make sure you upload this mapping file before you collect any business objects that support cross-referencing, whether you're collecting from internal or external source systems. After the collection finishes, you can review the cross-reference mappings that were brought in. On the cross-reference relationships for the page, which is shown in the screenshot, enter your search criteria to display the mappings you want to see. Keep in mind this page is read-only, is for viewing collected cross-reference data only, and you can't edit it from here. The next topic covers high-volume order promising configurations. If you enable these features, you don't need to restart the global order promising engine. High-volume order promising uses a scale-out, grid-based architecture to spread availability checking and scheduling across multiple nodes. This improves capacity and resilience, reduces operational overhead, and makes supply and reference data updates available right away. Real-time on-hand and in-transit supply data for available to promise lets GOP promise most items without running a collection of item, supply, and demand data. It factors in real-time on-hand and in-transit supply during promising, which can improve both performance and promising accuracy. High-volume order promising adds several capabilities, including split scheduled order lines and substitute items directly in the global order promising work area, offer scheduling options at more than one level for assembled-to-order items, manage supply at the end of the promising horizon, split order lines only when available supply meets a defined minimum threshold, include future data receipts and real-time available-to-promise calculations. The multi-level allocation in order promising feature lets you allocate real-time supply as part of the promising process and apply pick-pack lead times offsets for in-stock supplies, future data supplies, and newly created make, buy, or transfer supplies. Then upload allocation amounts using file-based data import. Using pick-pack lead time allows you to factor shipment preparation time into order promising calculations for ATP supplies as well as make, buy, and transfer supplies. Define lead time offsets at different levels, so you can tailor the setup to your business needs. This capability isn't available for dropship flows or work order component demands that's based on bills of resources. Pick-pack lead times also require that high-volume order promising is enabled. Note that if you define pick-pack lead time at more than one level, order promising applies it during promising based on precedence, starting with the highest level and working down to the lowest. This slide illustrates enabling real-time on-hand and in-transit supply data for available-to-promise calculations. To configure this functionality, perform the following. From the navigator, go to Product Management, then select Product Information Management. On the Product Information Management page, open the Tasks panel on the right and select Manage Items. On the Manage Items page, search for an item such as AS6647331, then click one of the results to open it. In the Edit Item page, select Specifications. Then, on the Specification tab, choose Sales and Order Management. Some orders aren't picked and shipped. Instead, they're fulfilled through over-the-counter transactions. To keep your inventory balances accurate, you can capture those transactions as well. Note, inventory is reduced only for a standard shippable item. You can't reduce inventory for configured items or a kit. Assign the required security policy to the role that will perform the transaction. This policy gives the user access to select the locator, lot, and serial number. In this example, you'll add the policy to the Order Entry Specialist job role. In the Security console, search for the Order Entry Specialist job role, then select Actions, Edit Role. On the Basic Information page, click Next, and then click Next again. Picking up where we left off on the previous slide, on the Data Security Policies page, click Create Data Security Policy. Enter the values shown in the table, and then click OK. Click Next through the remaining pages, then select Save and Close. Then go to the Scheduled Processes work area and run Import User and Role Application Security Data to apply the security updates. Real-time supply updates let you reflect supply changes in global order promising without restarting the GOP engine. GOP can pick up updates across multiple supply types, including on-hand, purchase orders, and transfer orders. GOP also recalculates dates when you override them. For example, if you manually override the scheduled ship date on a sales order, GOP will automatically recalculate the expected delivery date based on that change. To use this capability, you simply collect the latest supply and then let GOP refresh its view of supply in real time. Keep in mind, supply changes don't affect orders that are already scheduled. The updated supply is used only when promising new demand. The diagram shows the following flow. Supply is updated in inventory management, manufacturing, and procurement. Next, you collect the latest supply. The GOP engine is updated with the new supply, and the updated supply is used for new order promising transactions. To summarize our lesson,